Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a detailed review on the Ozark Trail 52 quart cooler. Model number 69-85920-02-51. This costs $144 at Walmart. It weighs 28 pounds. The dimensions are 17.5 by 17 by 28 3/4. So we went on vacation this year and we needed to store some food in the back of the truck for some pretty long distances. I looked at the Yetis and the Arctics. Those can be a little harder to find in stock. Walmart usually has this one in stock. They call it their high performance cooler by Ozark Trail. So we used this cooler for over a week in the back of the truck, and I want to just share some of my thoughts. First off, it is a pretty heavy cooler, even without anything in it. And once you start putting ice in it and everything, it does get pretty heavy. They advertise this microban. I'm not too sure about that. Might be like a long-term thing of not getting growth inside there from leaving water in there. So the first thing I do like these new latches. They're very easy. They call them like the one-handed simple latches. So let's open it up. One thing you don't find is the dimensions on the inside. Coolers seem to be, they don't want to tell people what's on the inside. Okay, so let's go over dimensions. So side to side, when the doors open, it's about 23 inches. Depth-wise, about 11 inches, I'd say. And then this way, let's see, almost 11 and a half, not quite 12. It does come with this basket. We did like the basket. It will keep things up kind of out of the ice. This is one of the feet that came off. I'll talk about that in a minute. So it's got a pretty nice seal. Again, kind of like a chamber for the water to drain into. This is a bottle opener, and you can lock it. So you could put a lock on there. So one of the requirements I wanted was a drain. Now, this is a garden hose attachment. So this is the same threads as a garden hose. Or you can do the one big drain. Now I did like the fact that it was attached. But if you unscrew this is a bigger drain. Now I did find when I just opened this drain, it didn't drain all the water out, but this one seemed to be almost too big. It will definitely drain all the water out if you do this one, but this one just seemed a little too big. The drains are relatively easy to put on and off. Now they didn't leak, but what I did notice is you do get quite a bit of condensation on the drains. So when you've got this thing full of water, it's been sitting for a day or two, this thing is like covered with water just because it's the cold ice is getting to this point. So next, let's talk about the feet. Check your screws. I didn't realize these screws were not tight, but we kept pulling it in and out sliding it in and out of our truck bed. And apparently not all the screws were tight from the factory, or maybe they loosened up, but we ended up losing one of the screws. I've got the foot, but I don't have the bolt anymore. Now it talks about these feet being reversible. Okay, I see what they're saying now. So this is more of a slick surface, and this is a grippy surface. So I should have switched these to the slick surface first. With the slick surface, it would have slid in and out of the truck a lot better. I'm not used to something with reversible feet. The instructions do tell you about it. I just didn't think to check on it. So you just would it's just a bolt. You just take the bolt out, turn the foot around. Slides really easy. Now this is a grip. It grips. It's got like a rubber grip, and it really grips the back of your truck. So there's the bottom of it. On the sides, it does have a nice big place here for a grip, and I did enjoy these handles here. These seem to work pretty well too. You know, it claims to have 4 cup holders. You know, it's sort of a cup holder, but it's not real deep. And there's a fish, how big your fish you catch. So the biggest problem that we encountered with this cooler was it vacuum locks. So we would have everything in, it would be in the back of the truck, and there'd be ice and food and drinks. We would go to open it up. You couldn't open it. You could pull on this and pull on this. It was like a vacuum lock. So almost every time I went to open it, I got used to it. You have to kind of crack this, and it would leak a little bit. You'd have to crack this to let air in, and then you could open this up. Now, I don't know if any other coolers are different in that aspect. That would be a major plus if it opened up without like a vacuum seal. Now, I wasn't super impressed with how cold it kept everything. I've never had a Yeti, but I've been around somebody that did have a Yeti. It seemed like the Yeti might keep the stuff cooler longer. Ice was melting pretty good in here. I know it was in a pretty rough environment in the back of a truck. It was really hot out. I thought it did a decent job. It definitely does better than the old blue coolers. You do have quite a bit of insulation here or whatever they're using. I do think it does better than those. Is it comparable to a Yeti? I feel like a Yeti might be just a little bit better. I just found out, so these handles, looks like you can take the handles off. So the biggest advantage of this is the price, $144. You know, the Yetis can get up there around $300. So I do think the hinges is going to last a while. It looks pretty decent. These look pretty well made, pretty well thought out. I didn't see any super weak points. Something I saw was going to break. It does have another lock you can put over here. This one's a little thinner. And again, it's got that bottle opener built in. So it did stay relatively clean, and it was pretty easy to clean up when we got home. I will put a link to it in my show description notes. I am a Walmart affiliate, so if you do click on the link, I do get a little bit of money from the click. The products don't cost you anymore, though. And like I said, they normally do have this in stock at the Walmart stores. So thanks everybody for watching, and if you could, please like and subscribe.